The squadron lay at break of day with enemy in view. Each boat and tar had sailed afar, a glorious deed to do. At cannon's mouth our tars will shout, avenge the Maine today. It's Dewey's fleet the foe will meet down at Manila Bay.
Just after midnight on May 1st, 1898, Commodore Dewey's flagship Olympia entered Manila Bay. Dewey's 9 ships, modernized to compete with the navies of Europe, had yet to be tested in battle.
Daylight came out behind Manila and revealed gray fortifications. The binoculars showed a cluster of black hulls. 16 Spanish ships were counted. A shell soared toward our line. The plunge of the projectile was followed by the roar of the gun.
Commodore Dewey's squadron made 5 devastating passes at the Spanish fleet. By noon, the Spanish had surrendered their naval base in Manila Bay. 10 Spanish ships were destroyed. 1 U.S. sailor was killed.
That American forces could win a great victory clear on the far side of the world rendered Dewey's victory in the Philippines more amazing and more noteworthy. And when the news got back to the U.S., Americans rejoiced as they hadn't since the Civil War.
Raise a cheer, all earth can hear.
Dewey was the most famous man in the United States.
Spanish-American War was not only the war that probably got the greatest coverage in the newspapers, but it was also the first filmed war. Every vaudeville theater tried to show what were called actualities of the war. Most of them were faked. Most of the first films of the war were shot on the roof of New York buildings with toy boats and bathtubs, blowing cigar smoke to simulate the smoke of battle.
Dewey, promoted to Rear Admiral, was ordered to wait in Manila Bay for the U.S. Army. To secure the aid of Filipino insurgents, Dewey sent a ship from his fleet to Hong Kong to pick up Emilio Aguinaldo, the exiled leader of the Philippine Revolution. Dewey welcomed Aguinaldo aboard his flagship in Manila Bay.
Dewey gave him the honors of a general of the revolution. They met in the battleship Olympia, and I think Aguinaldo had developed the idea that while the Filipinos would like to be independent, they needed the protection of the United States, because at that time you have the German interest in the area, French interests, also United Kingdom.
Later on, Aguinaldo wrote in his memoirs that Dewey made promises to support the revolution, but there was one thing wrong, and that was there was no written promise made. Aguinaldo wanted to get a promise, but Dewey said, "My word is stronger than the most strongly written statement there is."
I think if I were going to put myself in the shoes of Aguinaldo, being really naive, you know, he was just a simple general in the Philippines. So he took the word of these Americans as, you know, accepted it as true.
Aguinaldo returned to his family's mansion in Cavite, just southwest of Manila, to devise with his generals a strategy to defeat the Spanish.
Compatriots, divine providence is about to place independence within our reach. The Americans have extended their protecting mantle to our beloved country, now that they have severed relations with Spain, owing to the tyranny that nation is exercising in Cuba. The American fleet will prevent any reinforcements coming from Spain. There, where you see the American flag flying, assemble in numbers. They are our redeemers.